Cool. Hey guys, so I thought I'd do another live stream. I'm cooking today. Yeah, and I've got something awesome. I think this is a video that's going to wow some people. I think it's a little insane. I don't know. A hint. It involves beef ribs, and a burger, so it's going to be a bit insane. Yeah, great idea with the live streaming editing. Yeah, well, get onto that and I'll make it happen. Cool. So yeah, so I'm smoking some beef ribs, so this is going to take about 5, maybe 6 hours. Got some beautiful short ribs from around the corner. I'm going to chuck on for dinner. I've got an extra set of ribs, so I'm going to chuck those on for dinner. You won't see that it was in the video, but yeah, beautiful short ribs. So give me a sec. I just got to get the lid off. I'll chuck them next to them. Cool. So I am more than happy to take some questions if you've got any. Yeah, so go ahead. Hey Joe. Yeah, beef ribs are insanely good. Ironically, here in Australia, how's this for absolutely bonkers? Here in Australia, beef ribs are the same price as pork ribs in America, but pork ribs here, good ones like proper American cut pork ribs, cost as much as beef ribs in the US. So it's kind of flipped upside down. Not only am I upside down here in Australia, but the price of beef ribs and pork ribs. Okay, that joke didn't really work out, but anyway. Hey Dan, how you going? Thanks for checking it out. So yeah, anybody got any questions? Happy to answer. Cooking, filming wise, anything. More than happy to always answer questions. So fire away if you got any. But yeah, so hint today's video. I'm going to try and get this up tonight. Bit of a mad rush, but hint is those beef ribs plus a burger. So you might have seen a photo going around the internet that might trigger some memories, trigger an idea of what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, cool. But yeah, beef ribs are incredible. They're super tender. It's a cheap way of making in a way brisket tastes different, but if you want good cooked brisket kind of meat but with the lack of, like, not skill but energy, I guess, then you can go beef ribs. But they are cost more than brisket, obviously, because brisket's a cheaper cut of meat, hence why it makes it so good for barbecue. So yeah, don't forget that we've also got the Bush Bee Man show, so the episodes on Tuesday and Thursday. That's going really well. We've got a crowdfunding campaign for that running, so maybe go check that out. If not, just even if you don't check that out, please check out the episodes. My old man's hilarious. He's a great entertainer. Yeah, Pete, I do monitor heat. I have a oven gauge. I find that I'm using the snake method. I'll open it up. I shouldn't be, but I'll do it for you guys. I find that I've got the snake method set up, some apple wood. I find this sits at about 265 to 270 Fahrenheit. What's that? I can't remember what it's in centigrade. But yeah, I find it sits about 270, maybe a little less. And that's for beef ribs. I find that's good. I mean, you can go a bit lower and then do it longer, but I mean, I think with beef ribs, because there's a lot more, the meat's tender, more tender, less sinew. You don't have to cook it as low a temperature like brisket, but a lot of people cook it at those lower temperatures because they're cooking brisket at the same time. So you don't want to have two smokers going. You want to have it at the same temperature. So yeah, so that's also, I don't cook by temperature very often. I will put them on the videos just for everybody, and that's really, I do it by touch. I find that touch is the best way to work it out. I mean, temperature is good if you're learning. Learning's really important. Temperature helps a lot when you're learning, but I find that every piece of meat is different in certain ways, so you don't want to get too bogged down in getting the exact temperature. It's about that feel, if it's tender, if it's getting soft. Beef ribs, a good way to do it is stick a skewer down the middle of two of the bones, and if it goes through and it's like butter, it's done. Cool. You're welcome, Pete. Dan, what rub I'm using? For this recipe, because these beef ribs are going into, like I said, a burger. I'm just use salt and pepper rub, because there's going to be a barbecue aioli that goes on that burger. So I don't want the rub to overpower the beef. And also, I find that beef, I think the Texans are completely onto something with basic rubs when it comes to beef, especially beef ribs. Beef ribs have so much beautiful flavor that I don't want to go masking that beautiful flavor with extra rub. I mean, pork, yeah, because pork relatively doesn't have that much of a flavor to it in reality, so rubs are really important. Pork and chicken, but I find like beef ribs especially, you don't want to go more than salt and pepper, because you just want that natural flavor of that beefiness that those ribs have, the umami, yeah. Anyway, I probably said that wrong, bloody Australians. So yeah, that's the rub I'm using on these beef ribs. I normally don't ever use any other rubs on beef ribs, but pork and chicken I definitely use different rubs, as you've seen in other videos. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Dan. But yeah, if anybody got any other questions, luckily it's overcast, which makes it quite easy to film, because when it's overcast, you don't have as much direct sunlight, so you don't have shadows. So these kind of overcast days are brilliant for this. It's a bit colder out here, but I mean, I'm just being a sooky Australian in the middle of autumn. But yeah, so overcast works well. I normally film in this position because it's got the concrete on the ground, which keeps the wife happy, sort of happy. She gets a bit shitty when there's too much charcoal on the ground. But it's also underneath this tree. It's beautiful tree that kind of stops any sunlight at the right time of day. And the same with the prep area. Sorry, I haven't cleaned up the prep area because I want to do a live stream with you guys, but yeah, so I find that shadows it enough to diffuse the light but not too much. So I have thought about rigging up. I have done it once before and it fell over and I was kind of annoyed with it and it held up the process, but I have a couple for my camera kit for corporate work. I have a couple of diffusers that I can use, but I'm not keen to place diffusers on C-stands above a barbecue for the heat wise. I mean, it'd really suck if it melted and it wouldn't be great. I think it'd be more disappointed that it damages the barbecue than damage the diffuser. But anyway, anybody got any other questions? So we're always happy to answer. So what's in the alfoil over here? Okay, sorry, my wife's gonna kick my ass for this, but that's from a cook last week. I got to throw that in the bin, so please ignore. You don't see that, can't see that. Cool. Hey, how you going? These are fire lighters. So here in Australia we get fire lighters. I don't recommend using kerosene or fire lighter fluid on the charcoal itself. These work really well because you can place them. Let me find the chimney. So with the chimney, I like to use these because it saves you using fire lighter on fluid on the charcoal, and you can use like with the chimney, you can use, it's got that gap underneath, you can use newspaper, but I find newspaper puts soot everywhere, and unless you're going to light it separately from the barbecue, just put soot in the barbecue, and who the hell wants pieces of newspaper all the way through your barbecue? So these are redhead fire lighters. Yeah, pop one cube out. I'll take one out for you. Pop a cube out, and then you stick it underneath the chimney. Then using a cigarette lighter or my wife's candle lighter, you light it up. So that's what those are. So please ignore the tray with the leftover lamb fat. Lydia's not going to be happy with me. Yeah, so that's what the alfoil was. But yeah, so you can certainly use newspaper if you're going to light it. Sure is. I'm not going to get into politics, but yes, considering the way I'm lucky, let me put it this way, I'm glad I'm in Australia. We have our issues, but shit, it's a good country to live in. Yeah, couldn't be happier. Yeah, so I find that you can use newspaper, but like I said earlier, it's just ends up getting soot and crap all through your barbecue, and that's pretty sure she's not watching. If she is, I'm sorry, honey. Really sorry. I'll clean it up afterwards. But I think she's at work. Well, I know she's at work. She's at work, so I'm not going to get in trouble until she probably watches this back. But I don't think she watches the B show that I do with my old man just to proof it, to make sure he hasn't sworn too much or done anything silly. But she long ago lost interest in watching the cooking videos, which is fair enough. Cooking's not her forte and not something she enjoys doing, so totally understandable. I'm not sure what that says, but I don't know. I don't know what beef cock tastes like, but I guess it's awful. Not awful, awful, as in like offcuts of animals. So, anybody got any other questions? I'm happy to answer. Might stick around for a couple more minutes, and then I'll be able to get on to editing tomorrow night's Bush B-Man episode. We're doing some wax melting, so check that out. It's not any good? Oh, yeah, I will trust you on that one. I'm probably not going to go around doing it, but I should try to do some alpha recipes. But anyway, thanks, Dan. Cheers for that, man. Yeah, it's really fun shooting the Bush B-Man, my old man. He's hilarious. I grew up with him like that my whole life. Maybe I wasn't appreciative of some of the stupid jokes when I was younger, but I've grown to enjoy the jokes. I obviously get my sense of humor from him. And yeah, it's been great filming with him. And beekeeping in general has become an interest of mine because it's just such a deep topic that has so many facets to it that keeps them, like every time we go to film, I'm amazed by something new I learn about beekeeping or bees in general and the way they behave and act. Jay, yes, I should get onto doing some barbecue pizzas. Yeah, I really should get on the barbecue pizzas. It's something I've avoided. As the channel, I do everything on the channel is gluten-free. The bread I get from a local gluten-free bakery, so I will have to cheat a little bit on the bases. But I have thought about getting a pizza stone for the Weber and doing a few of those videos. So to the purists out there that if I don't make my own pizza bases, please don't get offended, is the best way I can put it. Hey Acid, thanks mate, I really appreciate. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. Yeah, Live Link's gone a bit. Not that I'm there for the particular content, but Live Link banned myself and another bloke from posting on there. So unfortunately, we can't post the cooking videos. But if anybody wants to post on my behalf, you're more than welcome to. So Acid, if you want to post on Live Link, embed a couple of the videos, I won't say no. So you'll be doing me a huge favor. Yeah, I've tried contacting them numerous times and they've just ignored me at this point. So, thanks, Dan. Yeah, it's really been a good project. It's kind of broadened my. I guess I found the fact that I've got complete creative control, and I've got the time and the patience of the person standing in front of the camera. I've been able to really knuckle down and find some good, efficient ways to shoot things nicely. And I've always had a really good eye for filming, but this has really given me the chance to just spend some time really nailing down, nail down where to find good shots really quickly. I'm a background in news cameraman for 10 years, so that kind of helped the quickness of shooting, but that's always a rush. So whereas this has been able to refine some stuff and get it really nice and clean. So yeah, okay, Jay, I'll do some gluten-free. That'll be cool. Essentially, the pizzas will be exactly the same, and it'd just be a matter of the bases being gluten-free. Thanks, Acid. That'll be awesome, man. Yeah, so just embed them. Please don't re-upload. I mean, not to offend, but if we can direct some traffic back to the channel, that would be fantastic. Yeah, that'll be awesome, Acid. I can't do anything with my LiveLink account at the moment because they're completely restricted to the point where I can't even see my profile. So, cheers, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it'll be awesome. Is there anything I won't cook or eat? I had a really, funny enough, during this show has helped me to overcome a couple of things I didn't like. I'm not a big asparagus fan, but I'll eat it under pressure, but I never, ever, thank you so much, Mesh, you're a legend. I never, ever liked, I would never eat mushrooms. When I was younger, my grandma, bless her, she went out and picked a bunch of mushrooms out on their cattle farm, or cattle block, came back and they fed it to us, and I have never been more sick, food poison wise, than ever before. And so every time I'd ever eat mushrooms, it made me feel like chundering. But recently, Lydia, my wife, really wanted to have mushrooms for breakfast, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. I'll power through, I'll cook them up, and I'll eat them. And yeah, I've really overcome that. So that's something I will now eat, is mushrooms. So I've got a great idea for a vegetarian burger. Somebody asked me to do a vegetarian burger with using a portobello mushroom. That'll be cool. So that'll be awesome. So, yeah, Dan, Facebook has been really tricky. Facebook bans me from groups because I post too much, but I only ever post in groups where I'm welcome. But Facebook seems to think I'm spamming, I guess. When you're posting 10 groups, I guess maybe you could consider that spamming. But I've been invited to those groups I post, so it gets rather frustrating. So between trying to promote the cooking and the bee show without getting banned from Facebook makes it really hard. So, but not banned from Facebook in general, just from the groups. So, yeah, I pretty much eat anything now. I haven't really ever gotten into eating offal. That's one thing I haven't brought myself around to, but I think I need to do it for the show, just for something different, just to break it up a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, mushrooms is really the one thing I've really overcome recently. So that's been really good. So, cool. We're coming up to 20 minutes. So I better get some other work done, but I'll hang around for another couple minutes. Any more questions? I'm more than happy to answer. Lamb balls. Yeah, I could. Lamb testicles. That could. I wonder if you have issues like potatoes. I wonder if lamb testes, you have the same issue with like potatoes. You have to poke them with a fork, otherwise they explode while you're cooking them. That would really suck. That wouldn't do your barbecue, your oven, or why would you put it in the microwave? I'm not sure, but anyway, it wouldn't do it any good. So yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, I might have to consider doing it. Mesh. Persian delicacy. Okay, I will do some Googling. I will start doing some looking into it, and I know having a very diverse multicultural area that I live in, there's a lot of offal on sale at the supermarket, so I'll definitely look into doing that. I would have to live stream me tasting it afterwards, because I think it might be more than entertaining. So I might have to get Lydia on board to film that. Well, Acid, believe it or not, Weber does not sponsor me whatsoever. I just happen to have this Weber. I do have my old man second Weber. I have a gas barbecue that I use in summer when I just want to cook steak because I'm lazy, being an Australian. I do have a cheapish offset smoker that I use every now and again, but it doesn't hold its heat as well as it should. I wish it would. And then I've got the spit. If there's a barbecue company or anybody who wants to sponsor, I will never say no. So so please understand that I'm not sponsored by Weber whatsoever. I have contacted them about it, but they're not interested, believe it or not. Anyway, the fact that I guess they're a big enough company, they don't really need some idiot like me. My dad and I we have plans to build an offset smoker with an old gas bottle eventually. So Acid, there is a way you can help me out. I have a Patreon page which you can find on the Free to Cook. You can yeah, $1 to whatever you want to give would really support this channel. It takes some pressure off my wife constantly complaining to me about buying food for this YouTube channel, because I make the channel doesn't really make that much money. It makes about $150 a month, which is only just enough to cover for the food on half the recipes I do. So I mean, this is really a passion project. So at the end of the day, I'm not looking to make a lot of money out of it. I just want to be able to cover the costs. That's really what it really comes down to. Yeah, so any support would be awesome. So head over to the Patreon page. That'll be awesome. Yeah, if you can back me in, I'll keep making these. Yeah, and it'll really make a difference on being able to take more time on the videos, focus, and even take them to the next level in a sense. And really, the Patreon page donations would really kind of bolster the kind of product that I could use. I could get some more expensive cuts of meat, and try some different things out with less risk, I guess, in a sense. So yeah, so please consider heading over to the Patreon page. It'll make a big difference, so I really appreciate it. That would be awesome. Thanks, Acid. You're amazing, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'll keep an eye out for it. That'll be, yeah, thanks, Acid. I really appreciate that, man. You're a legend. Thank you. Cool. So thanks, Mesh, for the donation. That was awesome. And so yeah, I'll give you one last peek. I'm not a big fan of open, as if you're looking, it ain't cooking. I know that sounds really wanky, but it's very true. Too many people open their barbecue oven when they don't need to. Have a bit of confidence in that you're doing the right thing. And if you want a bit of reassurance, definitely use probes. They use the temperature probes. I've got nothing against it. I think it's great. I just happen to cook by touch, and I've kind of become confident enough to know that fire management is the key to making sure that you keep the right temperature. It all comes down to fire management. So awesome. Thanks, Acid. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap that up. I've been chatting for a while, so I will do. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Jay. I'll keep posting on Immigra. Immigra is great. I really like that community. It's really cool. Everybody's a lot more understanding, and anybody that's from Gift Recipe, thank you for your support. You guys are awesome. I do find all the drama reasonably entertaining and not insulting in the least, so all good. So thank you so much for that. Thanks, Acid, in advance for posting on LiveLink. You're a legend. And I'll do another one maybe later in the week. I'm not sure if I'm filming later in the week. I possibly will be, but I'll definitely do one next week. And please check out the Bush Bee Man. So Tuesday, Thursdays, there's new episodes of the Bush Bee Man. My dad, who's funny as hell, he's worth watching. He's a true Australian farmer that's funny as fuck. So check him out, and also check out our crowdfunding campaign, because we're trying to expand that show to go to America during the winter, because otherwise we're going to have to scale back episodes until spring. So we're just trying to find a way to fund that trip and expand the show. That channel, unfortunately, because of YouTube's bullshit currently, isn't monetized, so we're not making any money out of that. It's more just a passion project between me and Dad, and we're just happy making the videos and enjoying it and selling a little bit of honey on the side. So yeah, so head over to the Bush Bee Man, check that out as well. And this recipe for these beef ribs is going to be on the channel tonight, and it's going to be in a burger, so check that out. It's going to be epic. So the guys over in Sydney have a food truck. Thank you for the inspiration. I'm not trying to copy you. I just thought it was so freaking cool that I had to try it out. So I will talk to you guys next time. So thank you guys for checking out the live stream. Thanks everybody for watching, and I really appreciate all your support you give me. And yeah, keep watching, and make sure you share the videos, get the word out there, and head over to the Patreon page if you want to support the channel. So cool. Thanks, Jay. That's awesome. In Florida. Still boggles my mind that I'm in Australia and people are watching in America. It's just, yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, man. All right, guys. Thanks. Check out all the links. Yeah, there'll be a recipe up tonight. Check out the Bush Bee Man. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon.